right, folks, welcome you beautiful, highly intelligent, honorable viewers who are pressing that like button right now. And of course, welcome to everyone else who's delusional. Because apparently Trump is the Prime Minister of Canada and the President of the United States of America at the same time. Because apparently it's his fault that the Switch 1's going up in price. But everyone's conveniently forgetting that it was announced for Canada first. And guess what? It's going to be all across the world. You all know it's going to be all across the world eventually. It's not the tariffs. It's not inflation. You know, I got a little something funny to bring up here. It's funny how if you buy an 8-year-old laptop new in box, and that laptop was about $1,000 8 years ago, it's about $250-$200 today. If you buy a phone that's still new in box that launched about 8 years ago, and it was like a $700 phone or something, it's about $100 today. Like, unless it's a collector's item, of course. Collector's items are collector's items. They go up in price because they're out of production. They're not making new ones and people really want them. It's funny how all the components that go into making the PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, when you put those into a laptop or a phone, somehow they go down in price with time. But if you put them into a console, they go up in price with time. like that's weird. That's real weird. You know, especially because consoles did used to go down in price. I guess this is like a lost art. They don't remember how to decrease the prices anymore. Let me talk to you about something here. Like, for instance, the PlayStation 1. In Japan, it launched at about $360 US. That's how much they were charging for it in Japan, if you do the conversion. A very short time later, it launched in the US at $299, $300. I'm round up, $300. Okay. So we're getting about a $60 price drop like that. About 1 year later, it was $199. 1 year after that, it was $150. Let's just move on to 7 years after the launch. All right, 7 years. 7 years after the launch, it was a $50 console. What? Brand new, it's $50 7 years later. How did that happen? Did inflation not exist back then? Because it did. I was there. Let's look at the PlayStation 2. How much did that thing launch at? So the PlayStation 2, it launched at $300 too. And about a year later, for some reason, it was $199. And guess what? A few years later, it was about $99 to buy a PlayStation 2. It's so weird. It's almost in spite of inflation, somehow old computer hardware gets cheaper to manufacture and sell with time. But not now. That's a lost art. Now they got to increase the prices. I'm sure it's not a scam. I'm sure it's not a scam. And they're doing everybody a favor by only increasing the price a little bit, which is of course exactly why they increased the price of Breath of the Wild, an 8-year-old video game, because it costs more to manufacture Breath of the Wild now than it did 8 years ago, you know? So they gotta sell that digital copy of Breath of the Wild for more now than they did back then, right? Right? And tariffs that don't have an effect on the video games, but somehow they do, which is why they're more expensive. You know, and they also went up in price everywhere in the entire world. How does our tariffs somehow make everywhere else in the entire world go up in price? Yeah, it's the tariffs, right? I don't understand. I guess I'm stupid. I guess I'm the stupid one. Because everywhere else besides Nintendo, 8-year-old video games are cheaper. But somehow 8-year-old video games with Nintendo are more expensive. How does that work? I don't know. I'm sure Nintendo isn't greedy. I'm sure they're good. They're fine. Bro, they are out of their minds with the level of greed they have. I am blown away. Keeping the Nintendo Switch 1 at $300 for this long was insane. Raising the price, I don't even have a word to describe how far beyond insane that is. Wow. Wow. This is Xeric, and I'm out.